Network Entertainment.
Meet the Press podcast for the best in entertainment features four of the most respected and formidable media journalists: Marinel Cruz of the Philippine Daily Inquirer, Bobby Requintina of Manila Bulletin, Natalie Tamada of the Philippine Star, and Noel Ferrer of PEP, Malaya, and Radio Karipunan. Listen in on interviews with newsmakers as these four hosts dissect entertainment news to clear the ground for a better and more progressive Philippine entertainment industry.
Happy New Year and welcome to our episode here in Meet the Press. This is Noel Ferrer with
Marinel Cruz of Inquirer,
Natalie Tumada of the Philippine Star,
and Bobby Requintina of the Manila Bulletin.
So Metro Manila Film Fest. We just finished
Yes.
another edition of the Metro Manila Film Fest, the Golden Edition. Kumusta naman?
kamusta naman kayo?
Ayan. Kakaiba kasi yung dala ng bagong taon kasi na-extend yung Metro Manila Film Fest. And we were able to interview Direct Joey Reyes prior to the Metro Manila Film Fest habang nagtitipo po sila ni Marinel Cruz.
Oo, if you will notice,
ayan, go.
I mean, pag napanood nyo mamaya in a few minutes, makasasabihin nyo, oy, si Marinel ba yan? Naku, best friend ko na siya. Yun yun. Yun yung time na yun na magkasama kami the day before, tapos nagkita naman kami ngayon dun sa interview. Yun yun.
So malalaman natin.
May mga pasabog din si Direk.
In this interview with Direct Joey, sinabi niya, according to the study ng FDCP nga, yung mga viewing habits ng mga Pinoy. So, nakaka-apekto dun sa pagiging box office hit ng pelikula. And, well, we kind of learned a lot of things about it.
True.
Yeah, and Natalie.
Agree.
Looking forward sa ganyan, sa study na yun. I-release. Kailan ba siya i-expect na i-release yung study?
Yung full study ng March, no? Pero may initial study siya na ito, pakinggan natin kung ano yung mga pinagsasabi ng audience because we really have to listen to them. If only we can turn out movies na susuportahan nila and marami pang mga pelikulang pwedeng magawa para hindi naman tayo malugi at yun,
para talaga to sa producers itong survey na to siguro.
Ang ganda nga na actually present siya separate.
Guys,
initially, di ba? Earlier. Pero initial findings. And nakakatuwa yung discussion ng mga producers doon sa meeting na yon.
Bakit? Ano nangyari?
May mga nagko-question na kasi gusto daw ng may mga findings kasi na it's not that genre, mas star pa rin.
Yes.
Then may mga nag-express na gagawa sila ng bago pero hindi na naman magki-click.
Yes.
So may mga discussion doon among producers na hindi ko pa pwede yatang sabihin kasi secret tayo.
Secret pa ba?
Here was our interview with FDCP Chair, Direct Joey. So we have here one of our persons of the year and Esquire's creative of the year. FDCP's chairperson, Direct Joey Reyes. Hello, Direct.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. I am very, very flattered to be referred to by Esquire's honor that has been given to me. But I feel that is so undeserving and maybe that was brought about by age rather than by credit. Okay.
Pero what a year, Direct. You've been doing a lot of things in FDCP. Tapos sabi ko yung battle cry mo talaga education. So until the end, until the last research that you met the press with, no? What was that about? And we're still waiting for the full report, no, of that the study on the media audience.
Actually, Noel, I mean, admittedly, everybody knows that the Philippine movie industry is in dire straits. And we can keep on talking about it. We can keep on swimming in a pool of assumptions and presumptions. But then unless there is scientific data, there is verifiable and concrete data to identify the exact problems as to why we are where we are right now, Therefore, we cannot pinpoint, really definite and definite solutions. We cannot create a roadmap in which we can develop solutions to address these problems. And that is why we decided to do this research, which was initially prodded by the producers group. The producers group said, "Is it possible for FDCP to aid us in this research?" And I said, "I think that should have been done years ago. I think this research should have been done years ago." So I took the cudgels, okay, of doing this research. We first did a surface research with a group, and then finally the more intensive and the extensive research to be done by a reputable academic group, which is the De La Salle University Research Group. And they worked on this for almost a year, and they came up with the preliminary findings after a real hurdle of difficulties in gathering the data. And they will submit. We presented to certain members of the press as well as the stakeholders the findings of the De La Salle group, and now we are going to publish the official results of this research sometime around the first quarter of 2025.
Mhm. Yeah. Direk, tanong ko lang, ano yung mga significant na gusto mong i-point out ngayon sa interview na nakita natin sa survey?
Ako, napakasaklap. Okay. Alam naman natin na kaunti na lang ang nanonood sa sinihan, lalo-lalo na pagkatapos ng pandemya. Bakit? Dahil nag-iba na ang ating pananaw sa entertainment. Nakakuha tayo ng ibang alternatibong forms ng entertainment, namely the internet at saka ang mga streaming platforms. Higit sa lahat, ang pinakamasakot niyan is yung taas ng presyo ng movie tickets na wala ang masa. Nawala ang masa dahil hindi na nila ma-afford yung 300 to 400 pesos ticket kaysa sinihan. Ang masa na divert na sa ibang forms ng entertainment. Okay? Whether it is the internet with their limited use of the internet or even television. Okay? Commercial television. Now, sino ang nakakapanood ngayon? Di ba ang description natin dati, yung meron din Macchia crowd, etc. Ngayon, ang description namin is the Rockwell crowd. Okay, yun na lang ang nakaka-afford na manood ng sinihan. Dahil meron ng The Rockwell crowd, iba ang panlasa ng The Rockwell crowd ng original masa crowd that we had. It can be evidenced by the kind of movies na nagiging hit, hindi ba? Isang masaklap din natin na discover na from December 2023 to November 2024,
Yes.
3 lang pelikula ang kumita.
Sad.
3 lang kumita. Rewind, December 2023. Unhappy for You, August 2024. And of course, Hello Love Again, which is November 2024. So, hindi ba Natalie, hindi ba Kuya Noel, you cannot have 3 movies sustaining an entire industry. So talagang kailangan red flag na we should be pressing alarm buttons and we should be doing something about it. Di ba? May 2 options tayo. Either we do something about it or we let the industry die. Diba? We let the industry die. Sa pangmasaklap na na-discover, Marinel, is that, would you believe, dun sa mga nakaka-afford bumili ng movie ticket, 83% prefer foreign films than local films.
Too bad.
83% prefer foreign. At ano ang dahilan nila? Yun daw 400 pesos nila dapat sulit. Okay? Dapat sulit yung kanilang ginagasta kasi hindi lang naman 400 pesos, Noel, pag nanood ka ng pelikula. Oo, meron pang mag-transport ka pa, kakain ka pa, tapos kung yung date mo, di ba, malakas lumamon, ang laki ng gastos mo, di ba? So in other words, ang daming gasto. Sabi nila, it better be worth it. In other words, eto naman sa club niyan, watching a movie is no longer part of our normal everyday life. Watching a movie is already an event.
That's true.
Okay.
That's true.
And the moment it has become an event, mainly because of its affordability and its practicality, ang taas ng mga requirements nila. Ang taas ng requirements nila. And, if you want me to explore further, na-discover din namin na in the Philippines, it's still basically the stars and the story that matter.
Ayun na nga.
Natalie said that, Direct, that we should encourage more, stars, A-listers sana to do films, no?
Yeah. Well, not only that, hindi ba? I think what we are most afraid of is that we have the kind of implosion that happened in Korea right now. Kasi Korea's movie industry is also in dire straits, no? Korea's movie industry is also, I'm not saying as bad, but maybe even worse than ours, hindi ba?
Okay.
Why? Because their stars became international stars.
Mhm.
Okay, and the fact that they became international stars, the talent fees went off the roof.
Mhm.
So much so that it's impossible to produce anymore, and to be assured of a return of investment. Okay,
Mhm.
so yes, okay. Number one, yes, we should encourage more stars. Maybe not even encourage more stars, develop more actors and actresses.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay? And then number two, really, isang second yung story now. We have to think of the box. Okay, it was mentioned during this meeting na sinasabi ko lagi, uy, let's think beyond our backyard. Okay, I'll give an analogy. I'll give that my loving analogy. Narinig mo na ito, Natalie, no?
Yeah.
Nung nag-Hello Love Again tayo, tumambling tayo sa saya dahil kumita ito ng 1 billion in a matter of days.
Mhm.
Wow, sabi natin, kaya naman pala kaya naman pala. In other words, nagtanim tayo ng gulay at mga prutas sa ating likod bahay. Umusbong itong bonggam-bongga.
Mm.
Palakpak tayo ng palakpak. Dahil sa laki at yabong ng mga puno nating tinanim, nasa likod pala nito, may napakalaking bukid na reaching the far horizons na iniwan natin, wala tayong tinataniman.
Correct. And what's
So,
to learn direct dun sa, palagi mo example din yung how to make millions before grandma dies. You love it. And kaya naman natin yung ganung mga storya.
Okay, but wait, there's more. It's already shortlisted for Best International Film sa Oscars.
Yeah.
Yun na nga.
Sabi ko,
Congrats.
unang-una, I mean, this is a message I want to bring across. All the agencies, all the parties, with all the best and good intentions that we reach the Oscar level. Okay, you don't make movies for the Oscars. You make good movies which deserve international attention. Ang difference nito, sabi nila, you have to do, dalawa lang yan may festival route ka. If you become a big hit in Cannes, sure, mapapansin ka ng buong mundo. A good example would be Anora, okay, or the Seeds of the Sacred Fig Leaf ng Iran. Okay, Anora is now a front runner in the Oscar kasi when we were in Cannes, everybody was talking about Anora of Sean Baker. Okay, another route is itong Grandma. No? Hindi naman festival to. It was such a regional hit.
Yes.
People could not deny that there is this very good movie from Thailand. At ano nating na-notice dyan? It remained Thai while being Asian and universal. Hindi ba? Hindi siya nagpaka-European. Hindi ba? Nagpaka-totoo, may sinseridad yung material natin. Nung pinanood ko sabi ko, oh my God, ginagawa na natin to. Ang diferensya lamang ay hindi natin sineryoso yung teknolohiya at yung packaging at pati rin yung presentasyon ng naratibong ito.
Tama. And you've been giving grants sa FDCP for documentaries, for feature films. Direct, ano yung seeds niyan eventually? Yung fruits of your labor. Kasi ang dami, pati mga semi.
No, ang daming young filmmakers who have benefited from these grants, okay? And not only because of the films that they made that were shown abroad, but pati yung training ng the next generation of filmmakers. Okay? Lagi ko sinasabi sa mga kabarkada kong direktor na ang ating aspirasyon ngayon ay magkaroon tayo ng henerasyon ng filmmakers na mas magaling kaysa sa atin.
That's true.
Okay? Yun na lang ang aspirasyon mo na eto, we laid the groundwork. Now it's our job to ensure that the next generation is better. Because the next generation help. Alam ba isang na-discover natin na hindi ba? Na importante. Documentary filmmaking, animation, and short filmmaking, napapabayaan natin. Lagi tayong katutok sa feature films. But these are very, very potent genres which can bring the Philippines, into world attention. We have some of the best animators in the world. Okay? At saka, remember last year, muntik tayong mapansin ng Oscar. Anong pinadala natin? Animation. Itima Pukpukaw. Okay? So in other words, tapos ngayon, may isa tayong short film. I don't want to talk about it yet kasi may isang short film which is gaining international attention for a possible shortlisting in the Oscar.
Sana naman.
So sabi ko, look, sige, gawa tayo ng mga features. Gawa tayo ng feature film kasi mas bongga yan. Pero you start with the short films, the animation, the documentaries. Kasi may prediction ako, Noel, kung meron man Pilipino filmmaker or film that will make it to a nomination in the Oscar, it will not be a feature. It will be either animation, documentary, or a short feature.
Ang galing.
Mm-mm.
Ang galing. Direct,
And this opens the door. Oo.
ginawa namin yung more of and less of. Sa
Okay.
2025, what do you want? Yung mga makita more of in our industry.
Ay nako, more of courage in production. Okay? More of thinking out of the box. Kailangan, nagmamakaawa ko na nga sa mga producers natin, utang na loob. Okay? Look beyond our backyard.
That's true.
Pagkaroon kayo ng masigit na ambisyon, bakit kayo makukontento sa isang supot na nilabas ninyo sa grocery kung kaya nyo namang maglabas ng isang shopping cart na puno ng bilihin?
That's true.
Okay?
That's true.
So, yun ang ano ko, more of producers who think out of the box. More of training, okay, more of training of filmmakers and more of new filmmakers. Kailangan natin ng mga bagong filmmakers.
Very good. And less of screenshots and
And
what?
definitely, less of screenshots, okay, less of obsession for the private lives of artistas, but more on their talent. I'll be very honest with you. Maris Racal and Anthony Jennings are two of the most talented young actors we have now.
That's true.
We cannot forfeit their careers just because they are human and they made mistakes. Okay? There is a very big difference between judging a person for his morals from judging a person for his talent.
I believe
Let's
that.
not mistake morals for talent. Okay.
Believe that. Lalo na kay Maris Racal. May tanong.
Yes, Direk, I'm Robert Recantina from the Manila Bulletin po.
Hello, Robert.
Direct question ko lang. So, 97 years na hindi pa talaga tayo na-nominate sa Oscars. So, bottom line is, kailangan po ba natin talagang Oscar Awards, Academy Awards?
Mo, ano na lang yan eh. That's the icing on the cake eh. Ang kailangan natin yung cake. Okay. No, kasi winning an Oscar is winning any award, Robert, is very flattering. But it is not a guarantee of longevity, much less of eternal credibility. More than an Oscar award, I think what we need is for the world to recognize the Filipino filmmaker for his talent.
Yan yung
Okay?
cake.
Oo, yun ang cake niya. Talaga, yun ang dapat i-recognize. Okay? In other words, if we get nominated or we get noticed by the Oscars, fine. But it is not a guarantee that it will save the Philippine movie industry.
Pero going back to the Oscars, Direk, saan po kaya ang problema? Kaya, well, nasabi nga 97 years na wala pa rin talaga.
Number one, pera.
Totoo naman.
The Oscars is a campaign. I mean, marketing is so important sa Oscars. I'll give an example, Robert. Naku, ang Korea, hindi naman sila gumawa ng Parasite at bigla silang na-nominate. 2 decades of planning. 2 decades of strategizing, building up Bong Joon-ho, and making the world recognize Korea as a potent source of content. Diba? Kailangan yung credibility natin. Example. Okay? Para rin yung cuisine, hindi ba? You can open a Filipino restaurant and believe it to be a hit if your market does not know about Filipino cuisine and much less respect Filipino cuisine. Hindi ba? So kailangan mo na, we have to gain this. And we already had that. We had Broca, we had Bernal, okay, we had Abaya going around even as late as the 80s. You had Joel, you had Chito Ronyo, going to the Toronto International Film Festival.
Joey Reyes doing live show. Hello.
Live show, yes.
Yeah, in Berlin, okay? In Berlin, di ba? So what happened? Really, we ask, what happened? And it's because we stopped being ambitious.
That's true.
We started being parochial.
That's true.
And we need more mayabang people. We need more mayabang people to really think na, wow, kaya natin to, Pilipino tayo.
Okay.
Diba?
Direk, if there's one movie recently na pinalabas na feeling nyo kung nilagay ito sa Oscars, na pwedeng manalo, ano kaya ito? If there's one.
Recently, nakasabay lang yan ng Itik Mapupukaw because another one that I was really rooting for in its utmost simplicity, but then it's beautiful use of film language. It is June Lana's About Us But Not About Us.
Yes.
Because it was so different, it was so well crafted. It was just so well crafted. So I was hoping na, na we do more movies such as that. Okay.
At
And then not
napaputang
only
ina
that,
ka nung pinanood mo yon direct, di ba?
Napang-BI ba?
Napa-PI ka nun.
no. Sinabi ko yung sinabi ko yung kay Sojun Lana at the awarding of the Metro Manila Film Fest. Summer kasi yun eh.
Oo.
Sabi ko sa kanya, okay, if I can say out
Yes,
in my
yes.
most vulgar, sabi ko, lapit ako kay Jun Lana, putang ina mo Jun Lana, hayop ka. Sabi ko, ang ganda-ganda ng pelikula mo. Sabi ko, inggit na inggit ako dahil ang galing-galing mo.
Galing. Sana we can
Marami
do
siyang
something like that
awards.
na hindi ganun kalaki, pero ang galing ng pagkaka-atake.
Yeah.
No? Yeah.
Tignan mo naman yung mga Oscar winners. Wala naman template yung mga Oscar winners na they all have to look out. Di ba? Last year, it was Oppenheimer. The year before that, it was what? Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. And the year before that, it was Coda. Hindi ba? So,
True.
walang template. It just has to be a good film. Okay?
Yeah.
It just has to be a good film. Ang masakit niyan, maybe it's not, maybe it is the fault of the industry. Maybe it is the fault of the Filipino filmmaker and producer. The Filipinos hate Filipino movies.
Ang sakit.
Yes.
Ang sakit. Direct message mo sa ating mga kababayan ngayong bagong taon at sa mga filmmakers at film supporters.
Okay, unahin ko muna sa ating mga kababayan, mga Pilipino, okay? Tandaan natin na kailangan lagi tayong taas noo sa pagiging Pilipino. Kahit ano man ang mangyari sa politika, kahit ano man ang mangyari sa lipunan, importante ay nandoon yung ating pagmamahal sa ating pagiging Pilipino. Dahil kapag hindi tayo naniwala sa ating sariling kakayanan, walang maniniwala sa atin. Ikalawa, sa mga Filipino filmmakers, isip bago kayo, okay? Maging bago kayo sa inyong kaisipan. Okay? Hindi natin kailangan ng bagong Joel Lamangan, hindi natin kailangan ng bagong Ricky Lee, hindi natin kailangan ang bagong ang bagong Dan Villegas or bagong Cathy Garcia Molina. Ang importante ay ang bagong ikaw.
That's true.
Yun ang magpapabigay ng kayahan at kahulugan sa iyong pinagawa. At higit sa lahat sa mga manonood ng pelikulang Pilipino, kung pagbibigyan nyo lang, lalong-lalo na sa darating na Metro Manila Film Fest, bibigyan nyo lang at panoorin ninyo ang mga pelikulang pinag-isipan, pinagkagasaan at higit lahat may ambisyon upang ipagmalaki ang pagiging Pilipino. Baka magpalit ang isip ninyo sa paningin ninyo sa amin.
Salamat,
Thank you,
salamat,
Direk.
Direk.
Thank you.
Thank you.
In my 8 years in being in the Metro Manila Film Fest, I've met someone whose quiet leadership, principled leadership, and very straightforward leadership and selfless at that. Sa isang taon na kung hindi siya yung namumuno, siguro lahat kami napagod na at bumitaw na. Pero here's a steadfast person who's gracing our podcast today. Sir Don Artes of the MMDA and the Metro Manila Film Fest head. Hello, sir. Kumusta po kayo?
Hello, Noel. Hello, Marinel. And to all your viewers, magandang umaga. I'm good. Medyo nakapahinga naman na.
Buti. Ang sunod-sunod po kasi after Metro Manila Film Fest, may translation pa. So, Natalie of the Philippine Star will shoot the first question. Natalie, go. Unmute yourself first. Yeah, go.
Hi, sir. Good morning.
Good
I'm
morning.
Natalie from the Philippine Star. So, tanong ko lang, sir, how can we ask you about your general assessment of the 50th MMFF?
Well, I think successful siya. Nakita nyo naman siguro yung mga series of events. Lahat ng events ay successful. Yung quality ng films, everyone was saying na na-elevate natin yung quality ng mga entries. All 10 entries, magaganda, pinag-isipan, yung execution, maayos. So, in general, I think it's successful. Kung ang basis natin naman ay yung gross receipts, medyo hindi natin naabot yung last year. Actually, I was warned by the theater groups and the producers na maraming factors that will affect yung gross receipts, particularly maraming mga pelikula na kumita before the MMFF, like yung kay Joshua Garcia and kay Julia Barreto, Hello Love Again, and some other foreign films. Which ang ano namin is, ang assessment nila is baka nabawasan na yung budget for watching movies. Pero I think successful pa rin. Kasi as of now, naka 700 plus naman tayo as of January 7. And I think we'll hit around 800 million before the end ng extension period of January 14.
Di ba parang, well, in the words of Direct Joey, this is the best collection for him of MMFF entries. Pero sa tingin niyo po, na-affected kaya yung box office receipts with the parang lack of parang family film?
Well, I think isa rin yan sa factor. Una-una, meron tayong mga R-rated movies. Dalawa, I think. Uninvited is R16. Yung namang Topak is R18, R16. So, I think it's also a factor kasi wala kang masasabi na talagang pambata na pelikula. Unfortunately, limited din kasi yung option natin dahil wala kami talaga nakita whether sa script or sa finished film submission na masasabi namin talagang pambata na fantasy or talagang purely pambata. And I think it na-affect din siya. Naapektuhan noon yung box office receipts.
Then attorney, how would you explain, kasi marami nagsasabi iba daw yung situation ng Rewind last year. Can you help us explain the situation? Pag sinasabi nila iba naman yung last year compared to
Medyo
this year.
extraordinary kasi yung nangyari sa Rewind. 'Di ba? Nag-hit talaga siya. And talagang yung mga tao ay nagpunta sa sinihan para manood. Well, marami rin naman pelikula na equally good na tulad ng sa Rewind. It's just that naapektuhan nga siya ng maraming factors like yun nga, as I explained, maraming kumitang pelikula eh. Unlike noong 2023, mabibilang mo talaga at hindi ganun kalalaki yung kinita. Compared doon nga sa pelikula ni Joshua Garcia and yung Hello Love Again na tumabo talaga and maraming foreign films. So talaga nabawasan yung budget ng mga manonood para sa MMFF. But the same, I think successful pa rin naman. Dahil ako, lagi ko sinasabi na ang batayan ko ng success ng MMFF, hindi yung merong isa lang na kumita ng malaki. Ngayon medyo mas scattered or mas distributed yung kita eh. At least, I think mga 5 to 6 films did well sa box office. And then yung remaining 4, hindi naman yung talagang wala talagang nabenta. So, I think in that aspect, I can say personally, in my opinion, mas successful itong MMFF. Bakit? Ng 2024. Kasi kung mas maraming kumikitang pelikula, mas maraming mai-inspire na mag-invest uli at gumawa pa ng mas quality na movies. At least nakakabawi yung mga ating mga producers at magagamit nila yung kita na yan hindi lamang para sa MMFF kundi para mag-produce din ng other movies outside of MMFF.
Parents, this is your cheat code to understanding your gamer kid. This is Keri Kita, Guide for Non-Gamer Parents. I'm Ray.
And I'm Joey. Hardcore gamers, hardcore parents. Let's learn from each other. Dito,
Keri Kita.
Ang galing ng sir kasi isa sa mga explanation din during the year, no. Revenge viewing talaga yung nangyari sa Rewind. Yung parang after the pandemic, yun talaga yung pinuntahan ng mga tao. Dito ang dami ng options. And we were talking about Disney releasing their biggest movies during Christmas. So, ang daming options ng tao at bukas na lahat. So, parang it was successful then na people still went out and then watched yun nga a good collection of films we had for the 50th Metro Manila. So, Bobby, next of the Manila Bulletin.
Hello, Attorney. Magandang umaga po, Robert.
Yes,
here.
Robert.
Attorney, babalik lang po ako dun sa awards night. Yung moment na kay Vice Ganda, nung sinabi niya, ano ba tong special jury award? Parang ganun. Anong naramdaman niyo that time? Napikon ho ba kayo or na-apekto ho ba kayo?
Hindi
Sinabi.
naman, kasi I think deserve niya naman talaga yung award. It's just that hindi kasi nabasa ng presenter yung explanation kung ano yung special jury award, which was nandun naman sa card eh. In fact,
Okay.
We can show you siguro later.
Mm.
Yung sa card na babasahin dapat, nandun yung explanation bago pa yung pangalan ni Vice.
Vice,
So
okay.
hindi lang nabasa, kaya nagkaroon ng in a way kalituhan, ano ba talaga yung award. So hindi naman ako na-offend dahil I think dapat siyang bigyan ng recognition dahil she went out of the box doon sa usual na movie niya. Tapos and she did well doon sa ano. So the jury decided to give her that recognition. And in lang, medyo nagkaroon lang ng kalituhan pero na sa isang otherwise very noble and I think worthy naman na award for her.
Attorney, okay, matapos ang MMFF, eto naman ang MIFF sa US. So, bago tayo sa MIFF, sa Summer Festival muna tayo. Tuloy ho ba ang Summer Film Festival this year?
Well, magmi-meeting kami by next week ng executive committee.
Okay.
Pag-uusapan namin yan. Ang challenge kasi dyan, kung itutuloy natin, one, kaya ba natin na same level na noong 50th? Una-una in terms of promotion, activities, events. Kasi kung itutuloy natin at hindi rin natin mamamount siya na tulad nitong 50th, baka naman sabihin ng mga producers at mga artista at ng industry na bakit ganon, parang second class yung summer. So, kaya kailangan pag-usapan namin dahil nakita nyo naman hindi naman biro yung preparations para sa 50th.
Yes.
Na gusto natin kung mag-conduct tayo ng summer, same intensity, same promotion, same everything. So, pag-isipan namin kung kaya pa namin gawin yan sa summer.
Actually,
we're leaning naman towards na ituloy.
Actually, may mga reports nga na gagawin daw to sa Pasig naman, yung summer.
Medyo fake news yata yun.
Wala pang definite.
Wala pang definite na plan. And yun nga, it's up to the executive committee to decide kung itutuloy or hindi.
Pero attorney, okay, from MMFF, MIFF naman. So tuloy po ba ito despite the wildfire sa Los Angeles na nangyayari ngayon?
Where yung preparations tuloy-tuloy pero yun nga, we'll play it by ear within the week. I think we have to decide whether if we're going to push through or not, considering yung circumstances sa LA. So probably we'll make the necessary announcement by next week kung tutuloy kami or hindi. Dahil nga merong wildfire sa LA.
Okay. Attorney, please clarify, yung anong participation ng Hello Love Again sa MIFF? Ano ba to?
Hindi ko alam kasi MIFF is not the same as MMFF.
Yes. So,
may organizer doon. So, hindi ko alam kung ano yung participation. Kami kasi ang ng Hello Love Again kasi kami ang ano lang namin is dalin yung mga artista doon
Mhm.
to participate, and FDCP naman may mga roundtable
Mhm.
discussions. So in terms of showing films and other activities ng MIFF, wala kaming direct hand eh. So I think you
Mhm.
better ask them. Insofar as we are concerned, isa lang naman yung major
Okay.
activity ng MMFF doon, which is magpapa-free
Mhm.
concert tayo sa
Okay.
Alex Theater sa
Mhm.
Glendale. Kasama natin yung mga artista na sasama doon
Mhm.
sa LA.
Kasama rin po ba sila Katrina and Alden sa LA?
I
Or
really
you
have no
know?
idea kasi if
Mhm.
ever na may invitation, MIFF po ang nag-invite sa
Mhm.
kanila, hindi po ang MMFF.
Okay, attorney, last question for me. Last week nakausap namin si Bituin Escalante, one of the stars of Isang Himala. And then we asked her about yung distribution ng mga theaters among the entries. So I asked her, and then ang sabi niya is, it's a concern pero I don't know how to address it. Ano pong, what are your thoughts about yung sa
Well,
distribution
ako
theaters?
naman kasi ang MMFF talagang originally NCR lang naman yan eh, 'di ba? Metro
Yes,
Manila.
yes.
The
Okay.
name itself ng
Mhm.
festival. So yung mga theaters na nasa NCR,
Mhm.
yan may absolute control kami in terms
Okay.
of distribution, kaya iniraraffle yan
Mhm.
equally. And out of mutual understanding lang with the cinemas, isinama namin yung mga theaters sa major cities.
Mhm.
Ngayon,
Okay.
nasa control din namin. Outside of this cinemas, doon sa NCR and yung mga cities na pinayagan nila na i-control namin, pina-exempt nila yung mga sinihan na like kunyari sa isang island province, may
Mhm.
2 butas lang. Pinapakiusap nila yun sa amin na wag na isama
Mhm.
dahil most of the days ng years ng isang buong taon,
Mhm.
hindi siya kumikita eh.
Okay.
So, yun na sinabi nila sa amin na baka pwedeng ibigay na yun sa kanila. To
Mhm.
choose kung ano yung tingin nila na kikita doon sa lugar.
Okay.
If you're asking me how to address
Mhm.
itong ano na to, I think it's about time na gawing ng national itong MMFF.
Okay.
Huwag na siyang ilimit sa Metro Manila.
Okay.
And kung gagawing national ito, then makokontrol lahat ng sinihan.
Mhm. Yes.
Magiging equal yung distribution,
Mhm.
makokontrol yung lahat ng sinihan sa buong Pilipinas. And siguro kung mangyayari yan at gagawing national na ito, it's also about time na ilipat siguro ito sa isang national government agency kasi
Mhm.
tandaan nyo, ang jurisdiction namin talaga is NCR lang.
Metro Manila, yes. So, pwede kayang pag-usapan ninyo ito this year sa for the 51st MMFF. Ito nga pagiging national level ng film
Well,
festival.
that's,
Mhm.
I think, pwedeng i-consider yan. We'll make
Mhm.
the necessary recommendations sa Malacanang siguro or at
Okay.
least i-open yung discussion
Okay.
regarding making the MMFF national
Mhm.
instead of limited sa Metro Manila to address yung ganyang mga concerns.
Okay. Salamat po, attorney.
Now we have the member of the jury, Marinel Cruz of The Inquirer.
Wow.
Hello, good morning po. Good morning to everyone. And syempre
May
to
tanong ako kay Marinel eh.
artists.
Go, sir.
Pwede ba ako magtanong?
Bago ang lahat, magte-thank you muna ako sa inyo, Chair, kasi for giving me the opportunity to be part of the jury. Kasi ganun pala siya. Ang dami ko pong
So,
natutunan.
pwede ba kaming kwentuhan ng experience mo? Kasi
Go,
mga
Marinel.
allegations na cooking
Yes.
Ikaw,
show.
Chair,
Kwento.
bakit
So,
ni-reverse
ikaw
mo
ang
yung ano?
makakapagsabi ng experience mo doon, whether or not meron ba nangyaring lutuan, meron bang influence ng MMDA or MMFF sa pagpili ng mga nominado or ng mga nanalo. Kasi ikaw yung nasa thick of the
Grabe ka,
action.
Chair, nang babaliktad ka. Pero yun nga, thank you for for the opportunity. And nagulat nga din ako na merong term na ginawang cooking show daw or well, galing siguro yun saan niluto yung mga awards Pero with the 7.5 hours of deliberation, my God naman, silang sala talaga yung mga yung mga winners. And well, yun nga, parang syempre may kanya-kanyang manok, 'di ba, Chair? So, kaya siguro
Hindi
ganun.
naman manok siguro. May
Okay, ano
kanya-kanyang
bang tamang term?
preference.
Yeah,
Kasi pag
preference.
may
Okay,
manok,
yes.
I mean, ewan ko,
Kasi
play
bagay
of
yun sa
words lang.
luto, manok, 'di ba, Chair?
Hindi, may preference eh.
Ginamit ko.
Siyempre, yung maganda sa iyo, maaring hindi maganda sa iba na jurors. Pero at the end of the day, it's a very independent process, di ba? Walang intervention from the
True.
outside. Nakalock kayo. Even ako, di ba? Alam mo naman, pumunta ako doon just to greet you, wish you well, then I left. And hindi mo na ako
Opo.
nakita doon hanggang sa matapos. 'Di
Ayun
ba?
nga.
So, anong influence ang i-exert namin kung wala naman kami doon? And yung deliberations naman ay I think very free-flowing. I mean, kanya-kanyang opinion. Yung may mga experts doon, bawat field na nag-guide sa lahat. And then at the end of the day, i-score nyo siya, 'di ba? According doon sa inyong gusto. Tama?
Tama. Correct ka dyan, Chair. So, yun nga, kasi, well, more than yung process, marami po nga nag-react. Sorry po sa noise dito sa amin. Sabi nga may mga nawalan daw ng hindi lang ng awards pero ng nominations as as the major organizer of the festival. Kayo po ba, Chair, parang na-off po ba kayo or sumama po ba loob nyo doon sa mga ganong reactions? Well, although every year naman po may ganon, di ba, Chair?
Well, lagi naman tama ka. Taon-taon naman may ganyan. Sa selection pa lang ng mga official entries. Siyempre, like ngayong taon na to, nasa 70 plus yung script and finished film entries na isinabmit. Imagine mo, 10 lang kukunin. So technically, hindi naman rejected. I mean, hindi nanalo yung, or hindi nakasama yung 60 plus. So talagang may magre-react na paano natin pinili. Ganyan. Same with the awards, di ba? So, may nominado or merong hindi even na nominate, may nominado pero hindi nanalo. Pero at the end of the day, yung resulta naman ng mga napili at nanalo will speak for itself. 'Di ba? So,
Yes, yes.
wala naman actually akong masyadong nakita na reaction insofar as the individual awards eh. 'Di ba?
Opo,
Siyempre,
opo.
may mga, I mean, wala nag-question na bakit Green Bones ang naging Best Picture or bakit si Dennis Trillo or bakit si Ruru or si Jody Ann. Wala naman ako narinig na ganoon na
Yung
question
reaction
as
lang
to
from those who parang did not get any. Actually, ganun po.
well, talagang may sa any awards na night naman or sa any award giving body, may winners and losers. So, hindi
Yes.
natin mapiplease lahat. Kung sumama loob ko, hindi naman. Kasi nasanay na rin sa ganyang intriga.
Tama. Tsaka, yun, Chair, ano ko lang po, another question is, yung series of events that you've organized bago po tayo umabot dun sa grand thing, yung Gabi ng Parangal. Ang dami pong mga events. Doon ko po nakita yung talagang dedication nyo po sa MMFF. Kasi po I know that you've been supporting it even before kayo naging chairman ng MMDA. Pero this year po ang intense, ang dami may mga golf tour, may golf tournament, may iba pa pong events. As a, well, syempre kayo din naman po, isa rin po kayong pamilyadong tao. Paano po kayo nag-adjust doon sa mga ginawang events ng MMFF?
Well, 50th naman. Kaya I really spent time para gawin niya mga activities na yan. And to make sure na successful, which I think nangyari naman. Siyempre, sakripisyo. Like,
I'll push it,
nung
sir. I'll
Chris,
push it. People don't know this kasi, no? That
Yeah.
Go, Noel.
you were in the thick of celebrating supposedly your anniversary with your wife.
yeah,
You were in
yung
an event, and then tell them about your Christmas. How was your Christmas despite all?
Yun na
solo.
nga.
Yan, noong parade, that's our wedding anniversary. So, hindi mo kami nakapag-celebrate. Then, Christmas, nakaschedule na kasi yung bakasyon, syempre, ng mga bata. So, I wasn't able to join them sa Christmas. But okay naman kasi I spent the Christmas sa mom ko. Then, sumunod na lang ako for New Year sa family.
Ayun.
Pero
Nakabawi
yun nga,
naman po kayo kay Mrs.
bumawi naman. Pero, yun nga, may mga sakripisyo, may mga weekends. Siyempre, may mga activities minsan sa weekend or kahit weekend na. Even noong pa-New Year, siyempre, may mga problema. May mga issues pa rin na lumalabas. Like, yun nga, in distribution ng theaters. Siyempre, I have to monitor it para to make sure na hindi nawawala ng sinihan lahat. As much as possible, mabigyan ng butas yung iba, madagdagan, yung ganoon pag may demand. So, sakripisyo talaga na malaki on our part. Not just me, si Attorney Ona, yung Playdate Committee, and all other, Execom, lahat. So, nakita niyo naman siguro yan lahat.
I'll push it. Nung Christmas, sir, mismo, since wala dito yung pamilya nyo, how were you able to spend it, and how, of course, may video chat probably that you saw your family in Singapore. How did you?
Yeah, yun lang. Video chat with family during Christmas. Then, monitor na ano nangyayari sa sinihan. And I think nag-meet pa tayo ng December 26 dahil pumasok na ako. Di ba? Nagkita
Grabe
tayo
ka,
dito sa
Chair.
office, Noel, di ba?
Yeah.
Okay.
So parang hindi ka ba naiyak na nandun yung pamilya mo sa Singapore?
Nasa mother niya siya.
Nalulungkot din, di ba? Kasi bihira yung ganong pagkakataon na Christmas tapos hindi mo kasama yung family mo. But yun nga, minsan kailangan mag-sacrifice for work.
Sir,
And-
question, is this all worth it? Looking back, no, in all your
Right.
sacrifices, parang
Well,
it's a
worth
thankless
it.
job really, no? Parang in-equate ng ibang mga tao sa awards, pero ang dami pang ginawa at daming first na nangyari and mounting on.
Exactly. Ang ganda-ganda ng award show, Chairman.
Kaya nga, I think worth it naman dahil, yun nga, na-elevate natin yung kalidad ng pelikula na hopefully mag-transcend beyond the festival. In a way, napapabalik na natin yung mga tao sa sinihan. Nag-start noong sa Rewind. Nakita natin yan. May mga Filipino films na maganda yung results. Even foreign films, siguro nahawa na rin. And nga, I think worth it naman, lalong-lalo na kung marami pang kikita na Filipino films beyond MMFF or outside the MMFF. Sakripisyo ito. Maybe yun din siguro yung pinaghuhugutan ko ng baka kailangan na itong gawing national at i-transfer sa ibang agency na national din yung scope.
Yun nga.
Para magkapasko na ako.
Which leads me to my next question, Chair. Kasi nga merong mga comments na dapat daw film-related agency daw yung gagawa for the MMFF. Like, specifically the FDCP. Ano po yung opinion nyo on this? And paki-explain din po dun sa mga hindi nakakaintindi yung dynamics dun sa mga mayors and, sa Metro Manila and I guess pwede rin pong mag-touch dun sa taxes. Yan,
Yes,
Chair.
kasi ganito, maraming nagtatanong kung bakit ang MMFF ay nasa MMDA. alam naman natin na ang aming ahensya ang talagang sinasabi nilang focus, baha, basura, and traffic. Kasi merong presidential proclamation which at that time issued by former President Ferdinand Marcos Sr. na at that time may legislative power siya, so it is considered as a law na nag-create ng MMFF. And specifically stated doon sa batas na yon na ang maghahawak ng MMFF ay MMDA. And then yung sa dynamics sa sinasabi mo, tama ka. Dahil tayo may mga beneficiaries na ang kinukunan ng ibinibigay natin na tulong sa mga beneficiaries ay doon sa waived amusement taxes na dapat ay napupunta sa LGU or sa LGUs ng Metro Manila. So in a way, mga Metro Manila cities ang nagbibigay ng pondo at ng ayuda sa movie industry through MMFF. Kaya naandito siya sa MMDA. So, kung gagawin siyang national, I think, I think FDCP should be the proper government agency to handle it kasi nasa charter naman nila yung paggawa ng festival, which member kami ng board ng FDCP. Pero ang ano lang doon, okay sana na questionin yung aming jurisdiction dyan kung ang pag-handle namin ng MMFF ay masama. Di ba? And I think marami naman nag-agree na maayos naman yung handling namin. Especially doon sa pag-elevate ng mga movies sa standard na masasabi natin na talagang dekalidad at fourth class yung mga pelikula natin.
Sir, nakausap din namin si Direk Joey kasi at sabi niya mismo wala raw siyang ambisyon or intensyon na kunin kasi alam niyang ang hirap, and I think at a certain point he asked you, how can you top the 50th? Tas ang hirap daw, and not even his agency can do it kasi daw kaya nga hindi rin nila tinayo yung pista ng pelikula ng Pilipino. They are a support agency to those people who can mount kunyari the parade, everything.
Well, hindi kasi nakikita ng ating mga kababayan yung preparations para sa hindi lang sa festival itself, kundi pati yung ibang mga activities. Like yung parade, hindi nila alam na piniplano namin yung ruta. Sinasimulate namin yan. Ginagawa namin ng traffic management. Even yung mga sukat ng karsada, sinusukat namin yan. Pati yung mga height mga height limitations, sinusukat namin yan. At kung mababa, kung kailangan putulin ng puno, i-bundle yung wires. Ginagawa yan ng MMDA. And tama ka, wala, siguro as to any other agency na pwedeng humawak nito, baka yung manpower, necessary manpower para i-mount yung mga activities and yung mga campaigns na ginawa natin, mahihirapan kasi kami may mga tao na, and siguro through the years, yung familiarity with the process, medyo na kabisado na namin eh. So, parang may playbook na kami. Which, kung ililipat naman sa ibang agency, tutulong naman kami sa transition.
Thank you po, Chair. Ayun nga po, balik po ako dun sa question ni Noel na, is it all worth it? Yung effort ninyo ng buong agency with you missing family events, worth it po ba? And will you do it again next year? Or sa summer?
I think it's worth it naman. Pero kung itatanong mo kung uulitin, sana hindi na. Sana hindi na maulit. Kaya kung gagawin siyang national and then iti-transfer sa agency, I'm more than willing to to
Ayun
give it
na.
up.
Gusto niya
Final message.
mag-national chair. Gusto mo mag-national, ah.
Final
I mean,
message, Doc.
kasi maraming nga mga issues na will be addressed kung gagawin siyang national.
Opo.
Diba? In terms of pagpapalawig noong benefits sa beneficiaries. Kung gagawin mo siyang national, mako-cover lahat ng LGUs. In which case, mawawave yung amusement tax ng lahat ng LGU. So, imaginein mo yung magiging benefits doon sa movie industry na sinusuportahan ng MMFF. Pangalawa, yung control sa sine, which is mababalanse na yung distribution dahil you have complete control na sa lahat ng sinihan sa buong Pilipinas as compared to us na Metro Manila lang talaga yung control namin and by acquiescence lang ng mga sinihan yung some other cities. Unlike kung magiging national na talaga siya, makokontrol mo na lahat yung mga sinihan.
But to end this, sir, thank
Yes,
you.
final message.
Yun muna. Thank you, sir, for mounting this, and it's been a memorable year, a milestone year for the Metro Manila Film.
Yes, thank
Your
you,
final
Chair.
message, sir, sa lahat ng mga taong nandun sa likod nyo at sumusuporta po sa inyo.
Well, una-una, maraming salamat. Gusto kong magpasalamat sa lahat ng naging katuwang ng MMDA. Hindi naman magagawa yan ng aming ahensya. Una-una pala doon sa mga tao na katulong namin within the agency, sila Attorney Rochelle Ona, sila Yusek Frisco, sila GM Popoy Lipana, and lahat ng mga naghihirap para magawa lahat ng activities dito sa MMFF. Talagang blood, sweat, and tears talaga ito at sakripisyo. Second, is sa mga katulong namin sa executive committee ng MMFF, kasama ka, Noel, as spokesperson and member of the Exicom, sila Tita Boots, na talagang complete attendance sa lahat ng meetings and activities ng MMFF. And then sa media, tulad niyo, Marinel, na tinutulungan kaming ikalat yung information about MMFF and i-promote yung mga movies. And sa general public, dahil kumbaga nakita naman namin yung tiwala at suporta ng publiko sa MMFF, pinag-uusapan, sila mismo naghihikayat ng kanilang mga kaibigan na manood. And finally, siguro sa cinemas, na sa SEAP particularly, na kung wala yung kanilang cooperation, ay hindi naman po mangyayari. So, collaborative effort naman po ito. Hindi ng isang tao lang, hindi lang ako, kundi napakaraming tao ang nagtutulong-tulong, including producers, actors, yung mga tao sa likod ng camera. So, gusto ko lang magpasalamat sa lahat, sa kanila. And dahil hindi po mangyayari ito, wala tayong magandang pelikula kung wala yung mga nasa likod ng cameras, directors, cinematographers, scriptwriters. So, salamat sa lahat.
At hindi pa tapos yan, sir, kasi yun nga, meron pa tayong pagbibigay ng pabuya, di ba, yung awards para dun sa mga, yung cash prize, mga ganun, may ganung ceremony. And then the book.
Yes, normally tayo nagte-Thanksgiving party tayo.
Yes.
And then, yan, ina-hand out natin yung mga cash prizes, tapos yan, parang reunion of sorts din. Medyo mas relaxed na environment and
okay.
And pagtatawanan na lang natin yung mga intriga at yung mga
Tama.
We're looking forward to that, sir.
Thank you,
Muna,
Chair.
recharge, rest, and then gather all the strength for your next activities. Maraming salamat, sir.
Maraming
We
salamat.
appreciate
Thank
you po. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
This is Marinel Cruz of Inquirer.
I am Bobby Recantina from Manila Bulletin.
I'm Natalie Tumada of the Philippine Star.
And I'm Noel Fair of PEP, Malaya, and Radyo Katipunan. And next week in Meet the Press, we'll have one of the newsmakers pa rin of 2024 and the years after. Ding Dong Dantes will be with us, ang champion ng aktor. Maraming salamat and see you again. According to Direct Jose Javier Reyes, Film Development Council of the Philippines Chair, the Film Development Council of the Philippines is an active partner of the Metro Manila Development Authority in the various activities and engagements of the annual Metro Manila Film Festival. The agency, based on its mandate, has and will continue to support the efforts of the MMDA to provide opportunities for the advancement and enrichment of Philippine cinema, magkaakbay at hawak kamay sa iisang layunin. And then, an update on the Manila International Film Festival. Given the current situation in LA, and after consulting with the Metro Manila Council, the MMDA, MMFF teams have decided to postpone the Metro Manila Film Festival event in the US. Thank you. Keep on supporting us here on Meet the Press for the best in entertainment.
The opinions of podcast creators, hosts, and guests are not necessarily reflective of the official stance of the Pod Network Entertainment, its hosts, or other network programs. The content created by the people behind the podcast is personal and not meant to harm any religion, ethnicity, group, organization, company, or individual.